Roblox dropped a bunch of small updates, but some of them are actually pretty huge, such as Roblox fully clarifying something that everybody was confused about, some updates on their anti-cheat, and much more. But also, people are mad at this certain popular game for a new reason, and just so much more stuff I want to go over in today's video. Okay, so please like the video and subscribe. It means a lot. I've heard that if you subscribe right now, you are 10 times more likely to, I don't know, be cool. I don't know. But now we can move on to the next story, which is a bunch of Roblox updates that should have came out many years ago. Some of these updates literally should have came out like 10 to 15 years ago, and they just haven't. Let's start off with the first one, which is the Roblox admin badge finally getting updated after 3 whole years. And the craziest part is that it is such a minuscule change you probably won't notice. So here's the tweet that I saw where, yeah, just the admin badge has been updated after 3 years with 2 screenshots showing off the old one on the left and the new one on the right, and literally nothing changed. They just changed the logo from the old one to the new one, and that's it. It's literally, the logos are literally like not different at all. I like this comment in the comments. It says, he ain't do nothing but step back. That's a good one. That literally is exactly what's happening here, bro. Now, I'm honestly surprised they didn't make it blue, because, you know, that's Roblox's whole new thing, is making it blue. But I'm kind of glad they didn't, because, you know, it's still classic, you know what I mean? So yeah, kind of just funny that Roblox hasn't updated this ever since they changed their logo in 2022, by the way. But it's finally changed, guys. But now we can talk about another thing that they changed after a little while. I don't think this one's really been around for too long, but it has finally changed today because Roblox has made their logo blue, as we all know. And they finally changed one more part of their website to have that blue logo that didn't have it before. And it's the little part in your Chrome tab. So as you can see, RTC tweeted out, Roblox has changed the tab icon to the website to their new logo, with a screenshot showing off the tiny minuscule update that finally happened, even though Roblox has had this blue logo for like a month and a half now. So yeah, it just seems like Roblox has been cleaning up small little things on their website, with another big one being this update here. Because yesterday when I went to play Roblox, I noticed that whenever I started Roblox, there was a brand new pop-up on the screen that looked like this. It says, download Roblox to play millions of experiences with a download Roblox button. And the reason for that is because Roblox finally updated the play Roblox pop-up after like, I don't know, like 15 years here. It says Roblox has finally reformatted the web installer pop-up after a decade, with a screenshot showing that this has been the pop-up since 2015 and it is finally changed in 2025. 10 years later, guys. Actually insane. Now, I remember the pop-up before 2015. I think it had like ads in it before, did it not? But either way, that's meaningless because Roblox finally changed it to this blue version, and they also changed the instructions on how to install Roblox, because if you don't know, if you actually click that download button, if you just haven't done it in a while, you might have forgot. But Roblox usually pops up with like some instructions on how to actually launch the program. And here's what it actually looked like before, and it even had like a Windows 7 screenshot in it, which is kind of funny and just kind of shows how old it really is. But now the new one has no pictures, and it just says text that says, once downloaded, double click the Roblox exe file in your downloads folder. And I mean, that's all you really need to do nowadays to install Roblox. Like, you don't need no pictures or nothing. It really is just a one-click like install. It's very simple. So yeah, either way, Roblox finally updated that after 10 years, and they also updated the admin badge after 3 years, and then they also updated the tab icon after 2 months. So yeah, Roblox just did a lot of cleanup today, and it was kind of interesting, I guess. But that's not where the updates end, because we have another pretty big update, because Roblox has finally expanded asset sharing permissions to images, decals, meshes, mesh parts, and models. Now, this is not a big deal for many average players. I don't think many people will care about this, but for developers, this is a pretty big deal, because now apparently you're able to upload items on Roblox like meshes and whatnot, and then privately share them between groups, I'm pretty sure, and people, instead of just having to make it like completely public so you can use it in different projects. I feel like this is going to help a lot with like leaking stuff for Roblox updates, as well as just like making it a lot easier for developers to actually make games in groups and whatnot. And if we look in the comments, you can see a lot of developers actually pretty happy about this update, but still asking some questions like, while this is a good update, we are still unable to revoke permissions once granted for assets used in an experience. Can this please be fixed? I know a lot of people will be happy with this update. W Roblox. And yeah, I see the use case for this, and I think it's actually very important. But now we can move on to the last big update that I think is going to affect literally everybody on the website, because yesterday in my last video, I was talking about this update where Roblox is basically changing this week, where they're going to be amping up their anti-cheat to ban a lot of different modified clients. Now, a lot of people were super confused and scared because they thought maybe like extensions would be bundled into this. They thought Blockstrap would get bundled into this. They thought third-party app stores would get bundled into this, but apparently Roblox has finally released an update to this and clarified literally everything people were worrying about. Well, almost everything. Let's look at the FAQ here, because as you can see, here's the original post, and they just updated their FAQ here to have more questions and more answers. With the first one, they added saying this, which I find very interesting, because it says, are we allowed to test our anti-cheat systems by using exploits? In which Roblox then responded saying, we view cheating and exploiting as a platform issue. Our ideal world would be that creators don't have to worry about this problem and that we focus on solving it for you, which is very interesting because I feel like in the past, Roblox has been very adamant on making it very known that cheaters and hackers were a developer's problem. It wasn't Roblox's problem. So I'm glad to see Roblox kind of flipping the script here for once, because from like as long as I could think, Roblox has kind of always just made it the developer's job to prevent exploits in their game, which kind of stinks. But you know, cool to see that Roblox is finally taking initiative on that, or publicly taking initiative. But they also then go on to say this: server authority will be a significant tool to reduce the exploit surface and experiences, which if you don't know what that is, basically it just makes everything server side in your Roblox game, which basically the main cheats that this would stop is like fly hacking and no clip, but whatever. Either way, they say, however, we understand the importance of creators needing to test and ensure their anti-cheat systems are robust. While we do not ever encourage running modified clients, as exploit software can contain malware, we also hear your feedback and will make a change. If you're in a group that owns a given experience, you will not receive consequences if we detect you using a modified client, which is so interesting. They also say here that we will post an update here if they make a change, so maybe in the future they could change this, but as of right now, if you are an exploiter or you're a developer, you can still exploit in your own Roblox games, which is very interesting. Now, the next question is, are you removing Linux support with this change? In which Roblox responded saying, while we don't officially support Linux, we want to be clear that we never intentionally seek to break it, as we recognize there is a passionate community of Linux users who want to see Roblox running on Linux, and these changes are primarily aimed at enhancing platform security and shouldn't directly affect whether Roblox works on Linux through tools like Sober, which is like a third-party application that Linux users use on Roblox. They also say here that, however, we cannot guarantee that third-party software will work or continue to work as we make changes to Roblox. Which, yeah, makes sense, because obviously updates to Roblox could totally break this Sober thing, because that's just how applications work. But then we get into the big meat and potatoes of this FAQ, I think, because they said this: does this affect bootstrapping applications like Blockstrap? In which Roblox responded saying these changes shouldn't affect Blockstrap right now, which is very interesting wording, but it says it does not modify the client binary, which I don't think it ever will. But then Roblox goes on to say, however, please keep in mind that we don't officially support any third-party software like Blockstrap because we don't control these programs. We cannot guarantee they'll remain compatible with Roblox. So Roblox is kind of like dancing around this, and it kind of seems like potentially sometime in the future Blockstrap could be unsupported, but obviously they're kind of putting the blame here on Blockstrap because they say that they don't control Blockstrap. You know, they can't continue to make Blockstrap work. It's up to the Blockstrap developers to make it work. But I don't like the wording they used here where they said it shouldn't affect it, and right now. I don't like that, because that kind of like leaves the door open for Roblox to maybe make a change to their anti-cheat to like accidentally make Blockstrap bannable, which kind of stinks. I hope that doesn't happen, but it's pretty obvious here though that Roblox doesn't want Blockstrap to be a bannable offense, and that if it does happen, it's going to be a mistake and they'll probably revert it. But then we get into some other interesting questions, because it says, does this affect tools that allow you to run multiple clients on the same machine, such as ones that remove the client's window cap, or tools like multiple game? In which Roblox said, if the method you are using to run multiple clients does not modify the client binary, then this change will not impact your workflow. If it modifies the binary, then right now this will trigger these consequences, but after we make the change described in the anti-cheat testing, it will not happen when testing experiences you own, which is good, because that's the main reason people use multiple different instances, is to actually test their own Roblox game, which is good. But here's where it gets really juicy, because they kind of like soft announce maybe potentially an update here, because they say, while we do not officially support running multiple clients simultaneously, we noted your feedback around the value of running multiple clients, and we will investigate providing an officially supported solution, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's like Roblox maybe potentially in the future will allow you to run multiple different clients at the same time, which is pretty sick if true, and if it does happen. But yeah, those are all the new things that Roblox answered in this FAQ, and I think it cleared up like literally everything except for like third-party app stores. But again, I don't think they would be affected because most third-party app stores literally just source from Google Play anyways, and at the end of the day, most people can just use Google Play, get Roblox. They don't need the third-party app store. But anyways, we can now move on to the next story that also has to do with Roblox's anti-cheat, and it's basically the amount of people that are currently getting banned and mainly warned for actually exploiting on Roblox. Because something that I noticed is that if you go to the r/Roblox hackers subreddit, you will notice a lot of different people are having these weird pop-ups happen when they log onto Roblox. It's very interesting. As you can see, there's a bunch of posts about this from a couple hours ago, because this ban wave has finally hit as of like 10 or so hours ago, I think, for a lot of people. You can see people saying Roblox has added the Mega Hunt Edition anti-cheat to all games. No! And then if you scroll down a little bit more, you can see this post from 10 hours ago saying, reminder to not use Delta, which is a exploiting software. But either way, if you use this software, apparently this is going to show up on your screen, guys. It says, we noticed a modified version of Roblox was used on a device you recently played on, which is interesting. This poses safety and security risks and is not allowed. Please uninstall any unofficial versions and reinstall Roblox from our website. Dang, okay, so that's what the ban note looks like. That's interesting. But if we keep scrolling down, we could see even more people getting this ban note, and it's so fun to see, dude. It makes me smile. This one's from 3 hours ago, and it says fair play season, with a screenshot showing the exact same warning where it says, warning, you've been banned for a modified version of Roblox. You can see even more people saying warning while using this, and it's the same ban note. Dude, even on this subreddit, Roblox exploiting, you can see more people saying the same thing. It's already happening. Was there a difference between getting a one-day ban and a warning? Just woke up and I got this with a screenshot of a warning. So yeah, it seems like Roblox hasn't done an actual ban wave. They've just done like a warning wave, I guess you could call it, where they've warned every single person detected with a modified version of Roblox. And I guess if they continue to use modified versions of Roblox, they will then start getting banned and eventually terminated, which is pretty cool. But either way, we can move on to something that Roblox hasn't cleaned up, because I was playing Roblox yesterday on a brand new account, and on the very top of my screen, it looked like this. We have drawings attack, we have 100 players versus 1 gorilla, and then we have boys and girls club hangout roleplay with a thumbnail that says, if you're lonely, try this game. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because despite the game only having 700 active players, from what I could tell, it was promoted to my brand new Roblox account. Now, I made this aware to a couple of people, in which they all tested the same thing, and they noticed that this game is always on their front page whenever they make a brand new account. As you can see from a Green Lego Cats tweet about it, he tweeted out, Roblox is recommending a game designed for online dating to new 13+ users. The owner, the official Teddy, was terminated in 2022 along with his dating games, but he immediately returned and re-uploaded them. Now Roblox is promoting his most popular one, the one with 75 million visits, to new users, which I can confirm. He also includes 2 videos here of him making 2 different accounts, and they both had this game on their front page with 2 different thumbnails that are both just weird. Now, this developer has a bunch of these weird games, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about this person on my YouTube channel before, and I am just surprised they are not banned, bro. I think some of their games have been banned over the past couple months, but not all of them have been banned, and I think they all should be. I mean, just looking at this person's profile, all of their icons are just weird, and all of these games are made for online dating, and just weird. It's weird. And the biggest thing is that it's being promoted to new users that are 13+ on Roblox, which is just terrible. So Roblox, if you're watching this, please ban this guy. Like, what are we doing? He's even verified, and these games are weird. And maybe stop promoting these games to new accounts. Okay, thank you. But now, without further ado, we can move on to the next story, which is basically people getting mad at Big Studios and just game buying companies in general, because apparently Grow a Garden has been purchased by Big. Now, I was under the impression that Big already had a hand in Grow a Garden ever since its inception, but I think I was wrong, because a bunch of tweets have been blowing up basically talking about how the game got purchased by Big recently and how it's probably gonna fall off very soon. As you can see, here's one tweet that says, game is at its peak enjoyment. Company buys game. Game is now trash and or pay to win. Game dies out and is now hated. Will the trend continue? With a screenshot showing that Big bought Grow a Garden, apparently. Now, already, it seems like Big allegedly has been putting updates into Grow a Garden that are kind of bad. Because the top comment on this post is saying this, Grow a Garden is adding this in the next update. First of many pay to win features, I assume. With a screenshot of 2 game passes worth 800 Robux, dude. Oh my god, that is so expensive. But yeah, everybody's been kind of reacting to this and just not really happy with this because, you know, Big has a bad reputation on the Roblox website nowadays. I mean, you could see a bunch of people saying stuff like, I'll never understand selling your game, especially at its peak. Sure, it's probably a huge bag, but I feel like the passive income is much better. Other people just acknowledging that Fish fell off so hard after being bought by Big, averaging 200k to 38k CCU. The Fish fall off is insane. But yeah, TLDR, people are not happy with Big, and recently it seems like Grow a Garden has been purchased by Big. So now people are just speculating that Grow a Garden is next on the chopping block and is probably going to fall off very, very soon. But you can also see a lot of people in the comments saying for the 100th time, Big owned Grow a Garden from the start. Okay, so I wasn't wrong. I thought that it was. Like, in my head, I remember that being a thing. But either way, people are still getting mad. So might as well mention it.